Hello and welcome to today's video. We're going to be talking about IDOs, public sales, private sales, and how you guys can actually 10 to 20x your money. Now, this is a really important topic, so stay till the end. Right, most people, they only know about a cryptocurrency once it's listed on a big exchange like Binance or CoinSpot or these more famous ones. And the problem with that is by the time a coin gets listed on Binance, it's already big. Now, of course, there's some coins that might go into Binance having a market cap of 10 million or 50 million, but most of the time they have to prove that they're able to grow to a certain stage before they get listed. So why consider IDOs, or how can you get in first before it gets listed on Binance so that you can actually make a bigger return, right? Let's just go through some education right now. Let's just go and analyze Anchor, for example, right? Anchor is listed on many exchanges. It has a market cap of 1.3 billion. But imagine when it was first listing, it wouldn't have gone to a centralized exchange right away. It would have to go through decentralized exchanges, because on decentralized exchanges, the entry level is really even. Anyone can create a coin and get listed, right? So let me go through this little thing over here that I created, and it's going to explain to you why you should consider getting educated on IDOs and public sales. So IDOs are essentially an initial DEX offering. So let's say we wanted to create a coin and we wanted to list this and allow other people to trade our coin. What we need to do is we need to prepare a plan and also give a date to when we may get listed on PancakeSwap or Uniswap or KuCoin, Gate.io, and stuff like that. So the thing is, when a coin is released, it will have angel investors, and then they'll also have strategic sales and private sales, and then they'll create a whitelist date where they will sell a coin for a certain price to the public, and then the public sale will come around, which means that people can now purchase this coin on PancakeSwap or Uniswap. This new liquidity from a lot of people will give a chance for this coin to moon. Then afterwards, after a coin does 100 mil market cap, this is just a ball figure, and it gets a lot of publicity and there's a lot of positive reviews. Then they can apply for something like a listing on Binance or a centralized exchange. All right, so most people, let me move my camera. Most people buy at step 5. So that means that angel investors have got in for a coin. Maybe they got in for 10 cents. All right. An angel investor is usually one or two or just a very few people that believe in the project first, that can give a substantial amount of initial capital to help the project move. So they always lock in for a cheaper price. And then some coins, or most coins, will go through a strategic sales and private sales. They might get a coin for, I don't know, 17 cents, right, maybe 20 cents. And then once these sales are locked in, there'll be a whitelist price. How much are we going to sell this coin for to the public? They might buy in at, I don't know, 35 to 40 cents. And the difference between a whitelist and public sale is, if you are whitelisted for a project, you basically lock in your tokens at 35 to 40 cents, for example. Because once it gets listed on an exchange like PancakeSwap or Uniswap, the public sales now is active. And as soon as money is injected to the exchange, new liquidity will make the price go from 35 cents or 40 cents to $1 or $2, right? Then, of course, as it gets popular, it gets listed on Binance and stuff like that. So if you are just joining the public sale, it's very uncertain sometimes because you may think that you're entering at 35 or 40 cents, but the first candle moves so fast. And because of price slippage, you might have got in for like $1 or $2. All right. So it's very volatile once a public sale happens. Now, what we want to do is this, okay? We want to position ourselves early and maybe go for become an angel investor, a strategic sales or private sales. But what I want to help you guys do or understand is you can get whitelisted and still make a lot of money. Okay, so our whole objective for today is to help you guys understand how you guys can get whitelisted for different types of projects. Okay, so I'm just going to go and talk about a project that I'm going into. Now, if you want to read up the tokenomics of a certain project, all you need to do is go to their website. Go to their website. Let's say you want to, go into Fintrapy, which is something that I'm going into in the next couple of days. If you scroll down, usually there should be a roadmap or a whitelist, and we want to go and read their white paper. All right, so over here, I found let me find it so it can help you guys find it as well. But usually for most projects, right, you should be able to see the white paper on here. Over here, right, white paper. So a white paper is essentially just a series of information that can help people understand about the project, about the founders, about how we can distribute the tokens. And there's a few key things that you want to focus on. So let's go to I think it was over here. Now this is the white paper over here, right? Token sale rounds and also token vesting details. So let me move my camera elsewhere. As you can see, right, if you join for the private sale, usually you will need to get priority on a Launchpad. I'll speak about that really soon. Or maybe you have close contact to the developers of that project. Maybe you're really active in the group chats, so forth. Right? There's a series of ways where you can actually get involved. Let's say you lock in for a private sale. Usually you lock in for a cheaper price, but the vesting period is different. So over here, you can see if you got in for the private sale, right? Once the coin is released to the public, you only get 10% at launch, then 15% monthly for 6 months. This is very important because if everyone had 100% of their coins as soon as they lock in for their price, imagine when we go back to this list of priority, right? If the angel investor had 100% of their tokens and strategic sales and private sales at 100% of their tokens unlocked right away, by the time it gets listed, on the public sale, these guys, number one, number two, they can dump their tokens. So that means you can see a big spike up with new liquidity, but you also see dumps. That's where the phrase pumps and dumps come from, because there's actually no vesting period. So vesting periods are really important, and you must understand this. Now let's go back over here real quick. The public sale guys, right? They will lock in at a more expensive price. However, they will get 25% at launch, then 25% monthly for 3 months. Now, every project is different. Some of them you might get 50% at TGE, which is token generation event. And some of them is 25%. I feel like most coins actually go around 25%. The next part is also important, which is the vesting period for teams and advisors, right? The team and advisors, they have access to 2.1 million total tokens, which is a lot. So imagine if they didn't have a vesting period. As soon as the public launch comes, they can just sell then they can just rug pull everyone and take all that new liquidity. So you can see for this particular project, they have a 1 year cliff, which means 1 year, for 1 year, they don't get access to any tokens, which is good. And this is good because if they don't have access to any tokens, it makes them work hard to make the project good. Because imagine if you brought a whole team together, you had zero access to any tokens, so you're not really getting paid, and then it doesn't perform well. No one's going to be happy at the end of 12 months, right? So this is good. And then, of course, they get access to monthly vesting over 12 months. So I'm assuming 1 year, nothing. And then they'll get 10%, 10%, 10%, or 8% or so for 12 months until they get all their tokens, right? So vesting periods for team and advisors are very, very important. Now, the reason why I made this video is because if you're able to get in for the private sale or even the public sale or getting whitelisted, you have basically given yourself a chance at getting early and making more of your money. So let's talk about market cap for a second. All right, you can see over here, right? There's different prices. So private sales 10 cents, public sale 20 cents. Usually when you're entering a coin at whitelist price, it means that it hasn't hit coin market cap, CoinGecko. And I want to show you an example of a project that I got in that's really, helped me get 50x already in a span of 1 week. So that is Infinite Launch. All right, Infinite Launch over here. Let's go to the 1 day time frame just to give you some perspective. Don't mind this, by the way. Hopefully this doesn't get flagged. Maybe this could be my first flagged YouTube video. Now over here you can see the price of each Infinite Launch token is 53 cents. I'll just do this. Right, 53 cents. But I went into the private sale and I got it for 1 cent. So that's, if I got it for 1 cent and it's at 50 cents now after 5 days, it means that I 50x. However, for me, I got in at the strategic and private sale. So I got in for cheap, but remember, my vesting period is a lot longer. And for me, my vesting period was 10% at launch. So TGE, token generation event, then 22.5% each month for 4 months. So if I do this for 4 months, that equals to 90. So 90 plus 10 is 100%. So imagine if I had 100% of my tokens right now. That means that I could just dump it right now and probably the price would be there. And you might think that's a good thing if you get 100%. It's not good because everyone that got in for the private sales will also dump. So it's a safe way to allow the project to grow and allow people to take profit slowly. Now, what we can do to lock in whitelist, right? You can, go to the website sometimes, and if it's a new project, they may give a lot of whitelists to a lot of people, but just following some easy prompts. I'll give you guys an example. Then I'll show you a more secure way where you can get consistent whitelist projects. So DEHR is a metaverse coin that my friend told me about. Fantastic project. I'm not going to do a review right now. I might do one later. But over here, it's not listed on any exchanges yet, but it's planning to, right? So they're planning to release on a decentralized exchange. So now they're opening up their whitelist for a lot of individuals. So over here, let me see where thing was. All right. If you go to the Telegram group chat, let's go Telegram. Okay, I want to bring this over here. All right. You can see that congratulations to 350 people that won their whitelist, which means that 350 people got accepted to get their investment locked in for the public price. All right. So they lock in for X amount before being listed on these exchanges. So sometimes all you need to do is just go to the website and just put in your email, show some interest, and you might get lucky. Now, I don't want to base it off luck all the time. So a safe way to get listed or get accepted for multiple whitelists is actually launchpads, right? You probably would have seen crazy launchpads like Seedify, Oxbull, Engine Starter. I'm just going to show you one example of how you can get accepted or get consistent whitelist projects. So Lightning Protocol is basically one of the most underrated whitelists or launch pads that exists out here. And very, very simple. All you need to do is purchase enough of their governance tokens, because everyone wants to get the whitelist, or everyone wants to get the private sale. So not everyone's going to have that chance. So how these launch pads work is, if you hold enough of the governance tokens, you can get listed, or you can go into different tiers. I'm just going to go into this one real quick. All right, but over here, there's bronze, silver, gold, diamond. If you hold 5,000 to 10,000 light tokens, you're bronze. If you're gold, you have 35,000 to 100,000 light tokens, and you are a gold member, and so forth for diamond and silver. Now, what happens is, let's say a project gets listed on Lightning, right, as a launch pad to get some exposure. They might give up to, let's say, $400,000 locked with Lightning. Now, depending on the tiers that you have, right? Let's say you're in the you were a bronze member. The bronze member will have a 10% reserve pool. So if there's $400,000 given to Lightning Protocol for this new project, 10% of that is 40,000. So everyone in bronze can fight for $40,000. Now let's do some maths over here. Okay, I'm just going to go through a really rough calculation. I will do another video on Lightning Protocol really soon. But if $40,000 is given to bronze members have a max contribution of $250. Now you might think like, oh, that's not a lot of money. It's only $250. Like, what can you do with that? Remember, guys, if you got in for something like Infinite Launch, a $250 investment times 50, that's $12,500. That's a decent amount of money, right? So let's go back to Lightning, right? So sorry for the confusion. Let's continue our maths. $400,000 given to Lightning. You're a bronze member, which means that you have 10% of this pool. $40,000 for bronze members. Then if the max contribution is $250, that means that 160 people can get $250 allocations for this project. All right, but of course, 20%, that means 80,000, right? Because we're doing, I'm just giving you the example. Not every project's like this. 80,000 is given to silver members. If you divide that by 500, another 160 people get locked in. So you guys can see now that this is a fantastic way of getting into projects really early. And this doesn't guarantee your success, right? There's a lot of things you need to look at when it comes to the project, like the team, the tokenomics, how much hype and marketing they can provide, their social media accounts. There's so many factors out there. But one of the biggest factors that can help you guys make more profit is how early you can actually get in, right? So would you want to get into a project when it was, 10 cents per coin, or would you want to wait for it to be $10 per coin on Binance before you start buying it? Does that make sense? So I think as the crypto space is evolving, you guys can look at your own, funds and resources and see if you can get into some of these projects, right? For Light, 5,000 tokens is about 3,000 US dollars, and you can get some consistent, allocations on these whitelists. Now, of course, you got to read up on what Lightning does. It's not guaranteed allocations, but I just wanted to really show you guys some of the facts and figures over here of why it's important to consider IDOs, right? Recap, you have first movers advantage, angel investor locking in, let's say 10 cents, but worse vesting periods because they got in so early for cheap price. It makes sense for them to hold a bit longer. They're usually the ones that believe in the project and are diehard fans. And then, of course, there's strategic sales and private sales. Make some connections with groups, and you guys can get locked in for this stuff. But whitelist is something that's very achievable for a lot of people. So study IDOs, study launchpads, and allocate some funds to these new projects before the whole world knows about it. So that was my short training on IDOs and why it's important to consider IDOs. Hopefully this whole training made sense. I know I tried to rush this and condense everything that I know in a span of a couple minutes, or 10 or 20 minutes. But if this brought value to you and you're learning more about IDOs, please drop a like. Please drop a like on that like button and drop a comment on which launch pads are you guys looking into. And I'd love to do a video soon about launch pads and how you guys can get involved. But other than that, I appreciate you all for watching the video. Happy investing, stay safe, and I'll definitely see you next time. Peace out.